ulti.TV.
Welcome to the first female semi-final between the Juvenile Delinquents from Capital Punishment Wellington against Christchurch Chch. Disco's up. It's going to be Chch on offense to start with. And looks like vertical stack to start with. A couple of handlers back. Macaulay puts the shot up straight away. Zoe Risner, a couple of tall people here. Zoe misreads it. And number 5, Belle Fraser with the score. Dream start for Christchurch Chch. Big forehand huck goes up. Big target in the end zone. Macaulay puts it. And Belle Fraser brings it down. So CP will get a chance on offense now. Beck Soper just having a word to the line. Very experienced player, Beck. So Christchurch put up the pull. It's going to fall roughly on the brick mark, maybe a little bit further. Beck picks it up, sends it straight away to Weary, who passes it down this line to Paul, looking for the big huck. Not there. Weary gets it back. Beck gets the cut down the line. Hammer coming up from Weary. Beck puts it up. It's going to be Zoe Risner just short of the end zone. And she has continuation play to Mance, it looks like. Can't hold on.
That is entirely unfortunate.
Good vision from Beck Soper.
With the high release forehand as well. Absolutely magical throw.
Put Zoe into good space, but they can't quite finish it off. Can CP. So Christchurch Chch now. Going to work it from their own end zone. Long cuts come straight away, but Handler not ready for it. And unfortunately for Christchurch, Hands just letting them down in their own end zone. Zoe will get a chance now.
And she does bring it down. A nice hammer over the top to the tall player in the back.
Great bid from EJ. Not quite doing enough, though.
I think they kind of grabbed it at the same time, but Zoe had the strength to hold on.
So we see here, the turn happens, and straight away, Beck picks it up, looks for the hammer, straight into Zoe's hands. EJ did very well. Did get a bit of the disc, but not enough to disturb Risner from scoring. So one apiece.
And on the other field, the Stingrays versus another CP team, the repeat offenders, still to score a point, 0-0 over there.
So Hannah Taylor with the disc. She's going to be pulling for the Juvenile Delinquents.
Wow, fantastic pull.
So Macaulay on the disc. Sends it back to Teo. Kessens had the disc. Teo gets it back.
Looking to work it up the middle.
There goes to Megan. The shot goes up from Macaulay.
Absolutely bomber of a throw. Not quite in the zone, but here come the other players.
Sabir has the disc now, just probably looking for a reset. Unable to find it at the moment. Has to go back to Macaulay.
Up the middle again.
It's Sabir again having the disc, again finding Macaulay, looking for it back up the line, not going to come.
And Teo
great hands.
with a great grab. Into the left side on the break.
And it will be a score. Number 11, Natalie Bell.
Fantastic work.
Defense not quite being able to catch up, allowing that break throw. I think that it was nice and simple for Christchurch. Chicks in the end zone.
On field 2, repeat offenders have brought down the first point against the Australian team Stingrays. So far, some pretty standard ultimate over here on field 1, just 1 for 1, no breaks yet. Quite a few turnovers. Definitely a few opportunities for both teams to be able to break the other team. But at the moment, it's not very clear who will get it first.
So pull does go up. Again, good distance on it. It's going to be picked up by Sarah Brock. Beck Soper now on the disc. There's a cup from Christchurch Chicks. So CP have 3 back, currently 4 back. And Sarah gets it back to Danielle. Back to Sarah, back to Danny. Rebecca O'Leary on this near side. Doesn't come to her. We've got Rebecca Soper instead.
Some great hands picking that disc up.
Throw over the top. Helena picks that one up. Gets it back to Sarah. Back to Beck. Beck picks a big backhand up.
Just goes right to the end zone. Unfortunately, it's fading.
Great work catching it, but can't quite tow it in. Danielle Paul just faded too far across to this side of the field. Excellent grab, but as I say, just a little bit too far from the zone.
Great.
Big huck does go up. Rebecca O'Leary on defense has good position. Does well to box out. Number 33, Samantha Cording. So Beck Soper picks it up straight away, puts a little bladey forehand almost. Danielle Paul gets to Zoe Risner. Back to Danielle Paul. Back to Zoe. Back to Danny.
Chicks really need to get in the middle of this.
Beck has it now. And a hammer across to Zoe. Simple. Zoe scores. That's twice now. Back to Zoe with a hammer.
2 for 2.
And Juvenile Delinquents draw level.
Didn't seem like the Chicks really had an opportunity to get close to the zone. That throw that they had up the sideline, unfortunately, wasn't being able to be brought down by their own player.
All set up by Beck's rolling forehand to find Danielle Paul, and then Christchurch Chicks were just on the back foot from then. Good vision from Beck, and good quick offense. Just 1-2 between the two handlers. Found a reset and found the hammer.
On the second field, the repeat offenders have taken a second point, so they have the first break of the game over there 2-0 against the Stingrays.
So pull goes up. Christchurch Chicks now. Macaulay. Centers it to Bell. Linky, I believe, has the disc. Good defense there from Rebecca Lynch. Bell gets it back. Macaulay now, straight up the middle to Linky. Good work from the handlers. Christchurch set up what looks like a horror with 3 back. Teo gets it. Macaulay back on that wing, sends it straight up the line. Emma Bell. Macaulay. Teo. Swung to Bell. And fakes the big huck.
Unfortunately, no real options up the middle.
Great pressure from CP. Emma Doyle on the hammer and gets him
There it
away.
is.
Hannah Taylor sends it to the ground. But great work from CP, just causing confusion there. Wetherall picks it up, passes it to Taylor. Taylor with a big huck into the zone.
Wow.
And Abby Liddell scores.
Some fantastic defensive bids by the Chicks, but can't quite get in the way of the flight of the disc, which means that the Delinquents are now 1-up on the first break of the game.
Great put by Hannah Taylor, good vision. Abby catching that above her head, good hands.
Just really solid offense.
Great put as we see there. And perhaps overbidding the Christchurch player.
Possibly thought that the Wellington player was maybe a little bit closer to her back. So now shooting the other way. The Chicks are going to have to work hard to get this break. And on the second field, another point for the repeat offender, so 3-0 now.
So Zoe's going to pull. This goes up. It might roll out the side.
Looks like it's going out on the full.
And it will be bricked.
Unfortunately.
So I think Catherine Teo will pick it up and walk it to the brick mark.
I think the roll that Zoe was trying to put on the disc was intentional, just released it a little bit late.
So again, horizontal stack. It's Teo on the disc. Finds Linky. Finds Macaulay. Macaulay with a big forehand.
So that wide open Bell over on the left side of the fair.
So Bell has a disc.
Looking for that reset.
Sends it back to Kessens.
Massive all the way across the field to Macaulay, but Macaulay can't quite get up and down with the disc.
About a metre above Macaulay's head. Great vision. Unfortunately, the execution not quite there.
Fingertips.
But Beck Soper will bring it in just on her own corner. Looks off the undercut. And now Danny does get it. Fakes the backhand. Looking for Beck. We'll get her. Danny gets it back. Liv Weary on the disc, making good jinky cut back.
Lots of good hand.
She's looking for Beck.
She gets it.
We'll get it. Can't swing it wider, but Zoe down the line will get it. Now Liv Weary down the line. CP working very well here. And it looks like Demi Simpkins scores.
That's fantastic work. Very good flow by the CP team just to work it up the sideline in front of all of the defensive Chch team.
So CP taking the early lead in this game.
4-2 now.
Zoe with the pull again.
Unfortunately, heading towards out as well. Tried to make the correction with the roll, but then sends it a little bit too far left.
So CP setting up match marking, and it looks like we have a horizontal stack from Christchurch.
With Ava Weatherall as a poached deep player, trying to stop those long cuts.
We have seen Christchurch put them up, not only in this game, but the previous one that we've commentated on. Well worked out to McGuinness. Just out of reach of Rachel there. Throw from Georgia Fogarty. Not quite good enough. Zoe does centre it to Emma Doyle. Sends it wide to Mance. Eva getting free. Who puts up a rolly backhand. And great
perfect.
boxing. Abby Liddell again doing very well. Nice vision from Eva, just floating that backhand into the end zone. So it looks like we've got a timeout here with CP up 5-2 over Christchurch Chicks. As we look across to the other field where capital punishment repeat offenders taking on the Stingrays. Capital punishment up 4-0 over the Australian under-24s team. So during that time, CP going up 5-0 on the other field against the Stingrays. I believe last year we had a CP final in the women's division. So as things stand at the moment, heading the same way. But still a long way to go in this game. 5-2 to capital punishment. Zoe, third time lucky on the pull. Does land this one in. Good distance on it. Not a lot of float, but EJ picks it up. Straight away looking for a reset. She does get it. Just working this line. Leong and Hardley.
All the way to Hannah Christensen.
And just going to be intercepted by Helena from CP.
Threw it a bit long there.
So Beck Soper now has the disc. We'll find Danny Paul. Becca O'Leary has cut long, but it's not going to come. Instead, falls for Helena. She's going to try and look for Beck, but can't get free. Eventually does, up that line. Beck shoots it to the zone. Zoe looked at footwork before catching the disc, and it slips through her hands.
And Zoe very quick to turn around back onto defense and get into her position.
So familiar horizontal stack for Christchurch. Straight away, the forehand put goes up.
All the way over to Jess. Jess looking up the middle. To find the defender, Daniel Paul.
So Beck will pick the disc up. Find Helena straight away. She looks for Rebecca O'Leary, who hauls it in. Very good grab. Who subsequently finds Danny down that sideline. CP doing well, just jamming it up that sideline. Beck has it, just holds on.
Some great defensive pressure happening by the Chicks.
Centers it to Zoe, who swings it back this way towards Danielle Paul. Beck will get it. Nice pressure from Christchurch though.
Looks off the swing and then finds it in the center.
So Mance passes to Helena.
Apologies for the excited dogs.
Who finds Danny.
On the sideline here, everyone's getting
Again,
excited.
up that line. Beck Soper will score. CP, as I said, doing very well down that far edge. Just able to get meters very easily. Just patient offense, finding the open players. Not a lot Christchurch can do at the moment. 6 points to 2. So we see there all the action happening on that side of the field. Beck doing well out of the handle line. Coming through and taking that pass very comfortably.
The Chicks doing well to force CP over to that sideline, but unfortunately just unable to stop the upline cuts. Aren't putting enough pressure on them up there.
Still 5-0 to repeat offenders over Stingray, so no change in the scoreline over there.
Although, as we say, that a massive forehand put's just been put up and been brought down by the CP player.
So Macaulay now looking for a big forehand. That seems to be a trademark of her play this tournament. Linky now on the disc. Swings it back to Macaulay.
Defense.
CP coming down in a zone.
Very junky, yeah.
So 2 on the mark. The big forehand does come up.
It's going all the way, but Eva is underneath it and takes possession.
So very well done from Eva. Target was Sabir, couldn't quite find her. Eva puts up a big huck, though it doesn't look like it's going to find anyone. Macaulay slams it down. Doesn't want a bar of it.
Unfortunately, the throw was just a little bit too fast for Zoe to run onto.
So it's going to be Teo who gets it. Mentz trips up on defense. Teo centers to Macaulay. Lady forehand goes up and does well.
Caught by
Centers
Fraser.
again. Nice quick play and well held on to by Emma Bell. Macaulay has it now. Still playing this zone D. CP, Linky, straight up the middle, Teo. Very well done so far. Emma Bell to Macaulay. Teo.
And looking to finish it off now. Can't quite.
Lots of pressure on the mark. Macaulay gets it back. And a big forehand does go up.
All the way to Emma Bell. Was in the absolutely correct position. Fantastic put.
Macaulay loving the forehand.
All day, every day.
Puts it on a plate for Bell in the end zone. So managing to work their way through that zone. Nice patient offense until that last throw was on.
On the second field, CP very close to scoring their 7th point in a row. Repeat offenders, and it looks like that has just happened. The repeat offenders very close to taking half with 8 points in a row. Which is a little bit surprising after the game that the Stingrays put on last night for the showcase.
Pull does go up from Christchurch, and Zoe is going to brick it. So CP setting up in a vertical stack. Zoe, Beck, and Eva back handling. And structure's just kind of gone straight away from TP. Looks as if it's become a horizontal because we might have a cup. No, just a poachy D looks like. So good pressure.
There seemed like quite a lot of confusion by the by CP there.
And
a great
Eva Weatherall run through D out of nowhere. Grabs it. So Beck Soper running over to the disc.
Eva just touching the disc, but that's all you need. Just
apologies, I should probably be saying Beck Hubin. We'll never get used to that. Beck does put a hammer up. Too low for Demi to grab. So EJ for Christchurch Chicks walking to the disc.
Looking for the wide swing out to Jess. So Jess just can't quite make it, which means that there is a streaking CP player in the zone.
Beck can't quite get there quickly enough, but will swing it wide to Zoe. Lucky she's tall.
I think that's just genetics more than luck, really.
Gets it back to Beck. Danny Paul, good hands. Almost toppling over. Demi will grab it a couple of meters out.
And there's just no defenders anywhere.
So CP to Vera. Eva will score. Don't think she was the intended receiver, but she got it anyway.
She did indeed. Very well done to be there and aware.
It might have been Sarah Brock with the assist. I think Demi Simkin was probably the intended target, but Eva cleaning up.
And a timeout called.
And on the other field, CP against Stingrays. CP take half, 8-0. So very clinical from them so far in this match. Not looking good for Stingrays. So CP pulling, might not stay in, oh, just manages to. So centres to Macaulay. Macaulay has it again. Finds Teo. Linky. Match mark from CP. Hammer goes over the top to Bell. Well taken. And Macaulay will have it on this side. And the big forehand does go up. It's going to be Linky on Wetherill. And Wetherill gets in the road. Bats it away. Made a huge amount of ground to get there. Very well done from Eva Wetherill.
Unfortunately, Neve Megan couldn't quite keep possession.
Emma Doyle gets it. Swings it to Farron Halliday. Centres back to Wetherill. Hannah Taylor down the line.
He's looking for the massive backhand pull all the way to Liddell, who gets it.
Great work from CP.
I'm sure the Chicks are feeling a little bit worn down at this stage. A little bit beaten, but hopefully they can recover. They really need to have a chat with themselves.
That is half time here. CP taking it 8 points to 3.
as the pull goes up from Chch.
Sarah Brock has the disc, centres to Bex Soper / Hubin.
Hubin Soper or Soper Hubin?
Who knows? Zoe gets the disc. Straight up the guts to Sarah Brock. She's got Danny Poach next to her. He does use her. Mance in the middle of the field sends it back to Danny. And Zoe reaches to grab it. She's got poachers everywhere. Sarah Brock will bring the disc down. And that was simple ultimate.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like a lot of defensive pressure happening from the Chicks, unfortunately. Maybe a little bit razzled after the halftime. On the far field, number 2, the Stingrays and repeat offenders still 9-0. In the replay there. So just some fantastic up the middle throws from Danielle to Zoe, and then Zoe straight into the zone. Very clear, making very clear what they want to do. Taking all those 100% options. Here comes Zoe with a fantastic pull. That's really making up for the off throws that she had at the beginning of the game. Straight up the middle from Teo to Linky. Then up the middle again. Linky back with the disc. Really good handler movements from the Chicks. This is the energy that they need. And the patience. Across to Macaulay. Just using those 100% options. Very good handler movement. Bell back to Teo. And up the middle. Fantastic flow. Getting very close. There's a big pull to Linky, and Linky does bring it down. Very lucky to do so. No follow-up though. And a little bit too far in front, unfortunately.
So CP, Zoe's going to bring the disc up. Centres to Ed, Emma Doyle. On the far side to Sheridan. Fakes a big backhand. We'll get it back to Emma Doyle, who centres it to Eva. Great throw from Ed. Eva puts it up to Rebecca Lynch. Brings it down.
Macaulay, not quite enough energy to get in front of that.
So Risner now. Back to Eva.
Big
rolly backhand. Liddell will score. Good bid from Bell.
For the patience and the confidence from CP.
We do have a call though, perhaps.
It's just a small discussion happening in the middle of the field between Eva Wertherall and Belle Fraser. I'm not sure if it's an actual call, maybe just a small discussion. A disagreement, it seems. There's a
Point stands.
There's a point. I think it was initially a call from Eva, but it was retracted.
So 10-3 to the Juvenile Delinquents, running away with this game. On the other field, 9-0 to CP.
Oh, possibly even 10-0 now.
Looks like 10.
Yeah.
So Stingrays in danger of getting bageled on the other field.
Ooh, that's a lot of pants coming down.
Don't know about that.
The Chicks still not quite finding the right energy. They had it at the start of the last point, but weren't able to follow it through all the way to a score, unfortunately. So quite a hefty lead of 7 points, which is not ideal.
Pull goes up by Zoe, and that's a great pull. Straight to EJ, who centers, and the big huck does go up. Looks like it's to Leon, but she can't get there. Zoe does. Sends it up to Danny straight away. Beck gets it. Up to Danny. Danny with a forehand to Helena, who's cutting under.
Looking for the reset.
Looking for Beck. Down the line, gets it.
Just running circles.
Demi Simkin.
In the deep.
If it stays in, she can't quite haul it down.
Unfortunately, the throw itself just didn't have quite enough spin on it to keep falling to the left, and started coming back.
Good look, though, and great cut from Demi.
Yeah, wide open in the back there. Definitely ready.
So Emma Holdaway to bring it up to the zone. Straight away puts a big forehand up that was going to fall short, and Zoe's going to tidy up.
Again.
Sarah now on the disc. Looking for Zoe. Does get her, has to reach.
Some good hands.
CP a bit stretched at the moment. Beck gets it.
Looking for the up the middle. With
Danny
now.
fakes well.
It was a great read. A bit of a run through tap by Hannah there.
So Zoe will get the disc. Fires it off to Beck. Beck with the hammer.
And a massive throw.
And it's straight to Danny. She scores.
Does bring it down.
Third time in this game, Beck Soper / Hubin has put up the hammer. And third time, CP have scored.
Quite a regular trend.
And as we look at the other field, 12-0 CP up. And here we go on the replay. Beck loving the hammers today. Perfect day for it in Wellington. Not a breath of wind. Christchurch very slowly making their way back to the line. They won't be particularly happy with how things have gone so far.
Still quite a bit of time left in the game before that soft kick comes into play. Another 40 minutes or so, which may be just enough time for Christchurch to bring it back, but they're going to have to work very hard. That's a lot of points. A bit of a short pull by CP.
Does make it to the brick mark. Teo picks it up. Centers. Kessans has the disc now. Macaulay fakes the backhand. Kessans back on the disc. She's looking for the forehand now. Back to Macaulay. She puts it across to Teo. Great pressure from CP, just forcing them back, forcing the handlers to work together. Macaulay now on the disc. Teo gets it back.
Kessens up the middle.
Back to Teo. Back to Macaulay. She shoots a backhand.
Options everywhere for Chicks at the moment. Oh, and a very unfortunate, unforced error.
Emma Bell just throws it straight at the ground. So Beck will pick it up. Find Hannah Taylor straight away. Sheridan is free, though it's a bit much for her.
Yeah, great defense.
And batted down by Christchurch. So it looks like it will be Teo to pick the disc up. Got Kessens with her. Doesn't use her, goes straight up the middle, though Eva Weatherall will tidy that up. No problems for her. Timeout call.
Timeout call by Eva.
So back from the timeout, CP setting up in a horizontal stack, 3 handlers back, Taylor, Weatherall and Hubin. So it looks like a match mark, though Kessen's poaching under. Beck gets the disc. Looking for Taylor.
Can't find her.
Not going to come. Beck does put a big floaty one up for Eva, who's got height and will bring it down. And she puts a big forehand up
to
the
one and
Abby.
only. Wow.
Who will tow it in out the back. And although things look like they were turning to custard for CP, they somehow managed to get themselves out of it and score.
It's an incredible skill to have in a team.
Helps to have Eva Weatherall on your team, taking grabs like that and assists
that it does.
Off the bat.
Just absolutely perfect body position to grab the disc. And the throw as well to match. Just way in front, so Abby can get the correct body position for herself as well. Over on field 2, 13-0 it looks like. So the Stingrays have managed to slow the game down a little bit, not as many points happening. But haven't scored themselves yet, unfortunately.
So 12-3 here. Obviously game to 15. So CP not too far away from taking this one out.
Which one?
Both. Zoe does put the pull up. Flat one. Looks like it'll stay in. Holdaway gets the disc. Centers to Horvath. Leon now on the disc. Disc goes up. Good put.
Ooh, just out of reach. Very visibly frustrated with herself for putting that so low to Leon.
So Zoe now picks the disc up, looking for O'Leary in the middle, who can't hold on. Be disappointed with that. So Leon to pick the disc up. Looking back for her handlers, though instead puts a floaty backhand over. Well taken
by Christensen.
Sends it back to Leon. Big floaty forehand to Holdaway, who manages to grab it. Very well done. She fakes the backhand.
Very convincing.
Leon.
Up to Hannah. And looking for Rachel, but Rachel, oh no, in the back even.
And too far. Just mistimed the jump. Didn't quite get a good read on the disc.
Number 19.
Te Atawai McGuinness. So Risner brings it in, gets it to Soper Huben. Danny Paul. Back to Beck. Hammer. Good grab in the end. Beck gets it back.
The Chch's really forcing a lot of handler movement. This is the first up the middle throw that they've been able to make.
Danny Paul.
Over the top.
And out of reach of Demi. And just out of reach of Helena. So it will be Petra Horvath picking up the disc. And gets into Wader's live, but not quite doing enough. EJ to Leon. Very quick movement from Christchurch. This is good work. Back to Leon. EJ, Rachel.
Swinging it around.
And a big shot goes up.
Demi
gets there.
Oh.
Does just enough. Great defense from Simkin.
And very quickly, while they're bringing the disc up, it is currently 14-0 over in the second field, with the Stingrays just a few meters away from scoring their first point possibly.
So Paul now fakes the backhand. Gets it to Beck. Shoots it low. Good grab from Liv Weary. Danny Paul gets it. And Stingrays have scored their first point, so it won't be a bagel over there. 14-1 currently. Back here, Liv Weary gets it to Beck. To Danny.
Danny's looking. Danny's up.
And Zoe's free in the zone. Perfect look, perfect grab, perfect cut. Risner scores.
And now we're on our own match point game over here, 14-3. Fantastic awareness from Danielle Paul to know that Zoe's going long, streaking in the end zone. And unfortunate for Hannah Christensen not to be able to get underneath that and tap the disc out of the way. Apologies, just a correction on my call before, saying that this was a match point game. It is not. Still 2 points away.
So 13-3, CP lead. So Bell picks up the disc for Christchurch Chicks. Finds Linky. Back to Bell. Swings it. Macaulay. Backhand. Almost running through his Liddell. Not quite getting there, but just can't hold on to it. Sabir. And Hannah Taylor picks up the disc. Trying to fake out her defender. Can't find Emma Doyle.
Tio's right there in front of her.
And a bit of a dodgy put to Tio, but and again, Linky just holding on in the end. Bell has the disc.
Resetting to
Looking
Tio.
like they're in a horizontal stack at Christchurch. So Bell gets it. Looks for a shot into the zone. Just towing it in out the back.
Belle Fraser.
Looks like it is a point. Very well done from Belle Fraser. Pulls one back. And on the other field, Stingrays have another one. Comeback train is real. 14-2 over there. 13-4 on field one, the game that we're watching.
Fantastic to see the last-ditch effort, last-moment energy from both down teams to come back with a couple of points.
So pull going up from Christchurch Chicks. Looks like it's Sarah who picks it up. Straight to Beck. And Christchurch come down in a zone.
Some great early defense, sprinting down.
So Liv, very free. Gets it to Danny.
Linky can't quite get in. Oh, sorry, no, that's Neve. Neve Megan can't quite get in the way.
Sarah now.
And
Very easy. Danny hops it in. Ran through that zone like a hot knife through butter, did CP.
Yeah, once they started getting that flow going, there was just no stopping, it seemed like.
So now we do have match point. CP 14, Christchurch Chicks 4.
On the other field, it looks like CP was on the offensive about 20 metres outside of the end zone, but couldn't quite make it. Stingrays with a massive put to the end zone, but it might be just out of reach, and it is. An unfortunate turnover.
So Hannah Taylor will pull. CP will want to turn in this game as soon as they can. Disc goes up. Looks like it's going to fall roughly around the brick mark. Leong picks it up. It's to Hardley. Hardley finds Brown. And tries to get it back, but can't hold on. So Hannah Taylor will walk over the disc. And big fake. Emma Doyle now on the disc. Swings it to Wetherell. Mance has got the disc. Back to Wetherell. And the big backhand hut goes up. Abby Liddell gets there. Not quite in the zone. But CP hot on attack. Emma Doyle at her ankles. Picks it up.
A little bit too casual with the dump.
And she'll swing it to Taylor.
Who's looking for the in.
Looks for Wetherell. Can't find her.
A little bit too tall. The throwers, that is.
So Petra Horvath will pick the disc up, walk it up to the top of the zone. Christchurch have a chance to claw it back. On the other field, looks like CP have taken it out, 15 points to 2. So repeat offenders will be in the final. Rachel swings the disc towards us to Foster. Foster back to Hardley, to Leong.
Really good patience with the handlers.
Horvath puts it up, gets it back. Puts a big shot up into the end zone. Eva Weatherall against Cording.
Wow.
Weatherall wins. She's been a machine at the back there for CP. Big poach. And Liddell brings it down. Looks back at Weatherall. Does put a shot over the top. High release backhand. Weatherall now looking for Emma Doyle. Finds her. Doyle with a nice forehand to Sheridan. Sheridan gets to Weatherall. Big backhand. Mance underneath it.
And as slow as you like.
And the final will be CP versus CP. Really well done for Juvenile Delinquents. Didn't really give Christchurch a sniff. As soon as they went up, applied the pressure. Hugs all around.
We're still friends here. But really a fantastic game overall. I mean, the Christchurch Chicks, unfortunate not to come out with a closer win or even a win by themselves or for themselves. Did honestly a really fantastic job. It was just a few unforced errors, I think, that really got them down. Wonderful ultimate nonetheless.
So the next women's game that we'll be bringing you, Capital Punishment, Juvenile Delinquents against Capital Punishment Repeat Offenders.
That's going to get annoying. And the next game here, the men's final. Goannas versus
Rocket.
Rocket, that's the one, yeah. That will be certainly an exciting game.
ulti.TV.